Strive has been really kind of going up and down the last couple of days. It seems like a lot of people, the servers are crashing. Lots and lots of people. This is right now, as of right now, this is a free open beta. And it technically started a couple of days ago, but that was only to influencers that had a big presence on YouTube. And then the day after that, it was only for pre-order people. Now this is a free game. You can download it on PS4 or PS5. It is open for today and tomorrow is the scheduled time limit. However, the game has been significantly experiencing issues, which is pretty reasonable. I mean, it's a free beta, so expect a lot of weird shit to happen for sure. We're testing this. We're basically testing this for free, and the trade-off is that we get to experience and play the game 2 months before it actually releases, so we get an idea of if we really like the game in our hands. You know, you can get a good idea watching someone play and talk about it, which is great, but nothing really quite comes close to feeling the game in your hands. So that's what we got. And take care, Danny Lowe. It's good to see you today there, pal. I know GOG doesn't support any Steam. Oh yeah. In any case, yeah, I think this game has been looking pretty good. Let's just go into training. I know there's all this, I don't know, there's all this stuff, but I'm just gonna go into training. Let me go ahead and open this up for you guys here. There you go.
Who dares to enter the mayhem?
So the cool thing about Guilty Gear Strive, right, is that the very first game I played on the PlayStation 4, which is the very first time I ever streamed, was when PlayStation 4 released, about a month after its release. I picked up Xrd when that came out, not too long after that point. I think it was only maybe like half a year or something. And my goal was to get better at fighting games. I wanted to actually go online and get competitive, because up till that point, I had just played fighting games as a standard thing, right? I just played them like I did any other game. Mostly single player, because you go online and it's very frustrating and it's difficult and it's competitive and you gotta learn to be competitive. That's where a lot of the meat and potatoes are for a fighting game. So I decided to pick that up. It would be something that I could do at the time. I figured learning fighting games would be something that I could always come back to as a streamer and kind of have that as my go-to repertoire when I'm out of games, when I got nothing else going on. I should always be able to boot up a fighting game and be like, hey guys, I'm just fucking off today, let's go hit some buttons, you know? Didn't quite work out that way. However, at the start, I picked up Xrd and I ended up really enjoying it quite a lot. I played it for 3 months really frequently. I met a lot of dudes on Twitch who, really none of them are with us anymore. They were very Guilty Gear guys. But it was cool seeing them, and I was on the PS4, so you kind of had only PS4 people who could see you and shit like that. All that aside, I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I played Soul Bad Guy. I DP'd like a fucking baboon. It was a really engrossing and enjoyable experience. After that point, I dropped the game. I moved on to a bunch of other fighting games. I had a great time with all sorts of stuff. Mortal Kombat 10 and Tekken 7 being the latest one that I really enjoyed. So I've been looking forward to this. The Xrd was my original fighting game, debut for the stream, and it was also the very first fighting game I played on my PS4 since streaming, which was obviously the start of the PS4's life. And now the very first fighting game I'm playing on my PS5 is Guilty Gear Strive, so it's almost like a continuation of the saga, right? Chronologically speaking, we're kind of going off in the same cycle. However, as much as I loved playing Soul Bad Guy, and I'm sure I would love playing him, I felt bad that I was playing the character that everybody plays, and so I really want to learn somebody else. And so far, the two newcomers, Giovanna and Nagoriyuki, we're going to be very careful with that name. I'm just going to call him Nago, okay? Nago stands out as a very cool looking character. I love this guy. He's big. He's got a super fucking big sword. I don't know how he plays. I don't really care how he plays. I will learn how to play a character. I've learned over the years that it really doesn't matter. Picking an easy or a hard character while it does influence your initial impression of a game, if you enjoy fighting games, if you enjoy to learn, if you play to learn and you're having a good time, it doesn't matter what character you grab. Just grab a character that really looks cool to you, play him, feel him out in the controls, and if he feels good, you're gonna click, and the difficulty ain't gonna matter. You're gonna learn everything you need to learn. You're gonna enjoy because you've got a character you actually care about. That is the important step. It's been something that's been pushed off a lot in recent years, how you should start with like a basic character, an easy character. Even this guy, you know, I don't know, this guy's supposed to be really easy to use, I guess, because he's got more stars, but it's like, it ain't, you know? Kaiki's game, I don't feel like characters are easy, because fighting games just aren't really that easy. You know, they're competitive. They're very competitive. What up, Synthwave? Good to see you, man. But yeah, so I really want to try someone else. I tried doing Zip. I tried doing Chip in one of the Xrd at one point, and I did his combos and I liked him, but I never felt good enough going online. So I'm gonna try and do things totally different. This is the other guy I would like to play, or chick rather, Giovanna. She's much easier than Nago. So Nago is gonna be really weird. He plays totally different than I'm used to. This chick is a rushdown character. I'm more familiar with that. I kind of get the idea. This guy is going to be a lot of pokes and a lot of defense, which is always very, very weak at the start of learning a fighting game. You don't know how to block, and you're not going to know how to block until you put in the hours. You really got to grind. So she's probably going to... I probably would have a better experience, but I'm not as interested in her. She's kind of like a, okay, maybe if this guy doesn't work out, I'll give her a try. Or maybe just give her a try during the beta or something. This is the dude I really want to try. I don't care about the ease. I mean, you can see she's got 4 stars of ease. This guy's got 2. So obviously this guy's much harder to play. But who cares? Who cares? I'm going to lose, all right? I'm going to get my ass beat. That is a standard. Even experienced professional players get their ass beat when they first play a game. Other than Justin Wong, because I think he pays somebody off. I'm going to be real with you. I think Justin Wong just pays people off, and then he looks good when he first plays a game. But for most normal, standard Homo sapiens, that's going to be like me and you. Well, maybe not so much you, but mostly me and dudes like Sajam or something. You don't need to worry about winning. You just need to play the game, hit your buttons, do what seems fun, hit up the training mode, do some fun shit in there. And that's what I'm going to try and do with this round here. Usually, I spend a lot of time sitting in training mode and, like, ironing out muscle memory. I'm not going to worry. I'm just going to enjoy the beta, because it is just a beta. And we're going to see if I even like the guy. This guy's got some really awkward colors. This one's kind of cool. I like this one. This one's like a, just kind of an inverse, sorta. Honestly, his default's the best. This one's kind of cool. Well, let's just stick with the default. I like this one. And let's just have the good old... What is this guy's colors? Ooh. So he's got all his colors from the last game. Yeah. This color right here, you guys wouldn't remember, but the... Matt's alter ego. He was a guy I really hung out with a lot in Xrd. I played him almost every day. Matt's alter ego. He has not been around this chat since I played back then, years ago. It's been 7 years since I started streaming. It must be like, I guess maybe 6 years since I last hung out with the guy. This was his color. I see this and I think of my old rival in my head. I kind of like that about fighting games, you know? You develop a little bit of a rapport with random people on the internet. It's fun. I like